Hi there, this is Java Jim, and today in front of us, we're going to go over the proper startup of the Elektra Semiautomatica heat exchange espresso machine. And why is this video very important? The reason is, if you don't start it up properly and do it the right procedures and reading instructions, because we just had a customer that didn't do it right, you can actually damage the machine. And this kind of happens to or applies to a lot of espresso machines. But this one in particular, because customers are very excited to get this machine, very, very excited. And it is a great machine. But what they do is they plug it in, put water in here, plug it in, turn it on, and let the machine heat up. And what happens is this machine doesn't have an automatic refill. You need to get water into the boiler. So let's get started here on how to properly fill up this machine. You have your cord here. We're not going to plug that in. Put that aside. Make sure the plug doesn't get wet. We are first going to put water in the top reservoir. Okay, and we're going to fill it this up here around 75 to 80%. Okay, now you're going to check your switches. Okay, 0 here means off. This switch here does not stick in. This is to take the switch, a boiler refill switch, to take water from here and pump it into the boiler, and eventually you'll see the sight glass go up. This switch, which clicks in, is for your group head to make espresso. Make sure this switch is in, because sometimes in shipping, in the shifting, inside the packaging, this switch will lock in. So make sure that this is out, and there's a rubber boot over here, and a rubber boot over here, and a rubber boot over here. So the first thing to do after the water tank refill is we're going to plug this in, and we'll see that there's no lights on, which is great. This is your heat light right here, that it's heating. We're gonna power on. This light turns on. We immediately get the pump running. And then I'll stick my finger just to the level of the water inside, okay? And this can take between 90 to 120 seconds to fill, okay? And I already see that the water level is dropping in the reservoir, which means the pump does not have an air pocket and it's working. Because if it has an air pocket, that means water is not moving from here to here. The heat light is now on, and I could already feel in the back it's already starting to get warm. Okay, so the heating element is down in here in this section. And right now we're about half. And let's move it to here. Okay, I'm going to watch the sight glass. Okay, still pumping. Now it's important when you own this machine that you don't suck all the water out of the tank, because if you do, you're going to get air into the pump and get an air pocket. And also, if you're making espresso and cappuccino, the water for the group head, okay, doesn't come, it comes directly from the tank, not the boiler. Okay, and this is already getting nicely warm here. So the water comes direct through a heat exchange pipe. This level here, okay, will increase when you hit the boiler refill, will go down as you're steaming milk. So the more and more you steam, and you see there's no wand here, it's another thing you need to assemble, but I suggest not putting that on until we get properly filled. Okay, I think it actually overfilled. And the reason is, I didn't see it because I was talking, but I could see water through the entire sight glass. So, and I felt the squirt come out from under the tank when it overfilled. So I can take it off here, and as you can see, some water. So I overfilled it, okay? And that's possible, that you can overfill it when you're not paying attention. So don't do like I did. Make sure that you go to about 75%. Now, why do I say 75%? The reason for 75% is you basically want enough capacity for steam, but you also want the thermal stability of the water, okay, for your espresso. When you're down to 25%, the machine might run actually a little hotter because you have more steam, okay? So the water comes, when you're making espresso, the water comes up from this pipe, goes up an internal pipe, and then comes out to the group head right here. So if you have more steam, it's going to affect the espresso. And that's kind of a way you can get a hotter temperature by having it lower, but 75% usually is a good spot to make really good espresso. I've been selling this machine for probably 24, 26 years. So a lot of experience with it. Now it's heating up. So as you see this go down on a sight glass, make sure that you refill here. And you can refill while it's cold or even while it's hot. You're entertaining, you're making back-to-back espressos, cappuccinos, whatever. Pour water in here, refill, especially if you're in a small commercial environment, you can do that. So now the other thing here is the heat light. Just because the heat light goes off, that means the boiler's hot. Water does need to circulate and the heat does need to dissipate to the group head. Machine is really ready when the group head's hot, and the gauge usually around 1 bar. They used to go to 1.2. I asked Elektra, too hot. You want to be close to 1 as possible. So the instruction manual may say differently even after 25 years. Just listen to what I say and you'll see that better espresso is going to be made. If you have any questions or comments, please ask down below. Even better, go to our website and ask the questions there. If you have anything, hopefully this will now help everyone else who buys this machine. They do sell out faster than usually we can get them in. So these are all handcrafted. I've been to the factory where they make these, and there's a lot of hand work done to these machines. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Coffee first, everything else second. Bye-bye.